Hello. If you know who I am and what we do here on this channel, welcome back. If you don't know who I am and what we do here on this channel, I'm the Reverend Godfather, main host and frontman for Long Coat Mafia Podcast, the internet's most hated mafia-themed geek podcast. This is the YouTube channel for it. Links to the podcast are down below. I do recommend you, if you want, checking out those episodes as well as the wonderful episodes here on this channel. And if you wonder why at times everything is going to go a little bit smoky, is because I have one of these wonderful torches to try to keep some of the bugs away while I record this. Now, to get down to brass tacks, if some of you are wondering why I am not at Otakon 2022 this year and why there is no Otakon 2022 content on this channel, well, I'm here to tell you why. The main reason is, well, earlier this week I got dismissed from my job. Was it because some weirdo decided that they didn't like what I said in a video or in a podcast and decided I'm going to cancel this person, dive deep into this person's history and see where they work and, well, cancel, get them fired? Nope. It was all my dumb fault. That's right. Due to health issues, both mental and physical, I took too many days off, and my 9 to 5 decided, you took too much time off, you're fired. And because of that, I need to stay here. I need to stay as close to the safe house as possible. And me going to our nation's capital, having food for the day, is going to cost me, I wouldn't say for most, and if I had a regular 9 to 5, I would say it wouldn't matter. But being unemployed, every cent counts. That includes the $30 round trip and probably another $30 to $60 in food. That's right, about $100. And if it wasn't for that, I probably still wouldn't go. What do I mean by that? Were we approved for the mainstay, for context, of having a press pass this year? Yes, we were. Let's see if I can get this out of the way real quick. Yes, we were approved for a press pass. But does that mean I still want to go? No. Various reasons. About 5 years ago, when we first went, I had a lot of animosity towards Otakon, because when we first went to Otakon in 2006, I had a horrible experience with Otakon, and that's been documented in the audio podcast several times. And I felt that going in 2017, second year doing this show, mounted as a olive branch to the show, to me, and I went. And I was pleased with the experience and how things were run. In recent years, if I wanted to go to this year, I was going to take the South Park attitude and see if I could actually be told, don't come back. Because everything that Otakon was doing was everything I didn't like, or I should say, I didn't like how do I put this? They were going back to everything I didn't like in 2006. A lot of the stuff seemed to be stemming from the convention center. When last year I held up a little baggie of dice and a business card in it, in reference to the show, the business card said, this is in compliments of the Long Coat Mafia Podcast, and this is where you could find us. I was 30 minutes after posting that in the Otakon fan group. I was approached by not the higher ups of Otakon, because they didn't want to be notified. They sent a minion to me to tell me I wasn't allowed to do that because, well, it's against convention center's policy. Meanwhile, other podcasters were leaving business cards all over the place. Other places that obviously had just a guest pass were leaving pamphlets all over the place to buy Yu-Gi-Oh cards and Pokemon cards. And one of those flyers was directly in front of their media room that they had set up at the convention center. Yet, I got yelled at. So, my deal was, I don't want to have... if I'm being treated as the black sheep, because I'm not an anime podcaster. I'm not an anime YouTuber. I'm a general geek podcaster. I'm a general geek YouTuber. Meaning, if I wanted to have somebody talk about puppetry, or if they're furry and they wanted to talk to me for 15, 20, 30 minutes, or however, how long, I'd have them on my show to talk about their interest. And apparently, well, because I'm not an anime podcaster, they didn't like that. Or at least that's what it seemed. Even though last year we put out 5 video pieces of content, 5 videos, and 5 audio pieces of content in regards to 2021, whereas some of the stuff I seen from other people covering the event was, yeah, we went, had a good time, had a party, and that was it. And they were probably welcomed back this year, like previous years. They got an interview, or they made the attempt for an interview. For us, we might not know about anime. We might not know the who's, the what's, the whens, the where's, and the hows. But I will say this. I know some of you out there will say, well, that's a lot of the bigger conventions out there. It's not just Otakon. Let me say this. I felt more welcome at Baltimore Comic Con. Even though they told us no in 2019, they were more welcoming to us. The vendors were more welcoming to us. They treated us here at the show, even though we were not press, more like family than Otakon and those there. Though we couldn't get a celebrity interview, as much as I would have loved to interview Tara Strong, I took it as the fact that it was just an honor to meet her and get an autograph. But again, a lot of folks there I knew through circles and other means had fun. But Otakon didn't have that. Granted, it's a bigger show. Another thing I didn't like, and the other reason why it was turning me off for it, is that this year they're asking for vaccination if you got the jab. Did I get the jab? Yes, I got the jab. The fact of the matter is, if I went on Friday, or if I went today, Friday, depending on how and when you watch this, I would have gotten into our nation's capital by 7. By the time I got a bite to eat, then to the convention center and wait in line, it would have been about 7:30, 8 o'clock. By the time I got in and got my ticket, it might have been 10:30, 11 o'clock. That means if it was at 11 o'clock, the latest, I would have missed the meetup time to do the press preview for the dealer room. So I would have lost one piece of content. Not to mention, no, I stand corrected, 2 pieces of content. Because normally what I would do is do a welcome video saying, hey, we're at Otakon, this is what we're going to do today. And let me give you a preview of what we're going to do and what the points that we're going to cover. So that wouldn't have gotten done. It would have been a kind of a muffled interview because we would have had to wear a mask. That be aside, I would have wore a mask all day, every day. But what turned me off was the aspect of proving I got the jab. And I'll be right back due to a third train coming this way. So see you on the flip side. We're back. And where was I? Oh yeah. Otakon asking people for documentation whether or not they got the jab or negative for the COOF. Like I said, that was the other reason. I didn't want to spend an extra 3. I would have probably been in line as it was for 2 hours, if not longer, in line waiting to get in so I could register. In years past, for the exception of last year, the other 3 times we went, 2017, 2018, and 2019, where we registered for press was in the Marriott next door. So we didn't have to deal with any lines going to the convention center, etc., etc., etc. Last year they switched it to the convention center, and since we were staying all 3 days, it didn't matter. We got there a day early, so we picked up our pass early. This year, I don't have that pleasure, or didn't have that pleasure. More details to that in the audio aspect of explaining things. Some of y'all, if you listen to that, some of what will be in there is what we're talking about here. Just that this year I would have to go back to the single day if I still had my job. If they didn't have the whole aspect of checking for proof, whether I was negative for the COOF or had the jab, which I do have the jab, and have proof for it, I probably would have been in the line an extra half hour, literally half hour. I would have to wait in the main line to go in, and I foresee problems. I'll keep my ear to the ground to hear if there was actually problems. I'm going on the aspect of that there will be extra wait time. I say that because in 2019, no, it was 2022, last year, Baltimore Comic-Con, Baltimore, we didn't go. We kept our ear to the ground. Main reason is they had the same policies in effect there as Otakon does this time around. Meaning you had to show either a negative test or that you had the jab. And because my ride has his beliefs, as do I, we both decided we're not going to go. We're not going to cover it this year. And come to find out, it took a lot of people. It took people 2 hours to get into the convention center, and it took that same person another 2 hours to get into the convention itself because of these checks that Baltimore Comic-Con had to do in the policies. And I didn't want to be in line for 4 hours. 4 hours is what happened to me picking up my ticket back in 2006. I don't want that. That's one thing that pissed me off in 2006. And a lot of you out there probably say in the comments, "Oh, you got to do what you got to do." Here's the thing. DC, the initial on the website for Otakon, DC provided 2 links. One for in essence, the health department, and the other one for the city in general. And because the city said, oh, these are the reasons why, go to here. When you clicked on those links, the one for the city said was dated back to February this year, 2022. It said there's no mask mandate, there's no, other mandates that you have to worry about. The health department aspect agreed with the city. No mandates. But they added the following. If a venue wants to add extra protection or add any additional protection, they're more than welcome to do so. That's what the convention center and Otakon are going on. But since then, since I checked maybe about a week ago, they updated the website. Those links mysteriously gone. And it says, we're doing this because of the CDC. My guess for that is, oh, you know what? Download the audio podcast. Links are in the description down below. Not to mention, I'm tired of going to Otakon. Tired. At most times when we went in the past, we did the bare minimum. Bare minimum. And somehow we got invited back year in and year out. Yeah, we had our issues with AwesomeCon. Yes, we are grateful for Otakon to invite us back, even this year, after what happened last year. But overall, they don't treat us like family. They don't treat us. They might say, we're welcoming to the independent creator. Really? You are. I've had more fun interactions going to local events and venues than I've had at yours, Otakon. Matter of fact, I'll also say this. For those watching at home, watching this somewhat apology video, if you want to call that, it's not. Excuse? I don't care. It's not an excuse. I'm telling you why. It's this. As of this recording, when this drops, Otakon will be happening. 29th, 30th, and I think the 31st. Yes. The 29th, July 29th, July 30th, and July 31st. You, Otakon, opened up press enrollment mid-May. Mid-May. I'd say May 15th. May 15th. This year, 2022. I wasn't notified until the very tail end of June. That means I would have had 1 month to prep. 1 month to prep. That means save up for 3 days at Otakon if I wanted to do all 3 days. And hotels in DC are not cheap. Around here, in Martinsburg, West Virginia, I could get a hotel for $70 a night. I could probably find a hotel that would hook me up for a week for about $100. Maybe $200 for a week. But for 4 days, or say 4 nights at Otakon, would have cost me $1,300, not including food. And let me put it like this. That was last year's prices. This year, it could have been close to $1,500. I'm in no mood to spend that kind of cash. And yes, having this wonderful metal mug would have saved some money. Not a whole lot. Much money. I can't do it. Not to mention, like I said, I was notified about getting I was accepted as press end of June. End of June. At that point, I already put in a vacation day, my last vacation day, which I would have used on Friday if I wasn't fired, to go. The 29th. Used on the 29th. And, well, I had to use it because I thought I was being ghosted by Otakon. I thought, oh, yeah, I'm being ghosted. I was denied. I was, maybe they'll tell me no when it gets closer, or I bug them. I wouldn't be the first time that, hey, or someone at Otakon forgot to send a notification out to somebody. It happened last year. That's why in our interview episode, we tagged team with somebody because they were informed last minute. They thought they were not invited to Otakon. When they messaged Otakon, they found out. So it was literally a scramble for them to get there and hopefully get an interview. If it wasn't for us, they wouldn't have not gotten an interview. And I used that time off request to hang out and help a friend of the show do filming. Matter of fact, you could see that behind the scenes here on this channel. And the thing is, this upcoming July 31st, I'll be with that fine gentleman, hanging out with him, filming the last day. That's right, his last day of filming is July 31st. And I'll be helping him film. I'll be on set, dressed like a zombie, moaning around, shuffling along, in full makeup probably, getting some behind the scenes footage, and having a good old time hanging out with a bunch of people I know and respect making a movie. And you know what? With that right now, I'm the Reverend Godfather. For the full detailed and a longer episode, stick to the audio podcast. I'm the Reverend Godfather. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and join us for more content. And see the final behind the scenes vlog for the movie Zero, coming soon to this channel. I'm the Reverend Godfather.